Well, hello, good morning. Welcome back to today's Morning Moxie with Larisa. So, as you know, on my channel, we do talk about all the things that help you grow and become as a lady mogul, multipreneur. We talk about best practices for business management, operations, and of course, personal development. Now, today's topic is one I'm sure we can all identify with. We're going to talk about the one that got away. Now, I can't remember the trigger that made me pick this topic for today, but I do certainly have some examples that I'm sure you can relate to, right? First of all, I'll say that, of course, there's no use crying over spilt milk. That's not a good use of your time. But you do want to be aware of the opportunities that you missed, obviously, so you can make some strategic adjustments, right? So, if nothing else, maybe you've heard the statement that you don't judge a book by its cover, right? And we can, of course, identify with, not identify with, but recall the movie Pretty Woman. Julia Roberts went into a high-end boutique, and of course, they didn't want to wait on her because, she looked a little casual, if you will, and not up to their standards. So Julia Roberts, goes to another store who's a little bit less discerning and more welcoming. And she comes back and flaunts all the money that she spent to this other cashier who rebuffed her and says, "You work on commission, right?" Big mistake, huge mistake, because clearly she had spent thousands on her new purchases. And, you know, we're probably not all shopping on Rodeo Drive in Beverly Hills, but we remember that line, and I think we know what it means, right? Now, a little bit more down to earth, I still remember the first time I was looking at individual stocks and I saw Netflix for $13. Now, Netflix was new at the time, and maybe I was what's it called, subscribing to the DVD service, having them mailed to my house. I'm not sure where I was in that process, but I knew the name Netflix, but I was still a novice buyer, and it was $13, and I did not buy it. And so every time I see how much the stock price has gone up, I could just pull my hair. I did look before this video came on, and as of today, it's worth $533.54. Now, I should have spent that little $13. I'm sure I could have bought at least 10 shares, right? Kills me. I practically cry every time I see that. Same thing with Facebook. I do remember their IPO, initial public offering. It debuted at $25. And I know I was on the phone with my son. I'm like, well, should I do it? Should I do it? Because at that time, he was still interested. So we could have a conversation about stocks. And I was going to get shares for me and shares for him. That's what I get for letting my son make those kind of decisions, because we didn't do it because, we sat on the sidelines and waited. And I know like the following week or several days, it went down to like $14. And I'm like, okay, phew, good thing I didn't buy it. Well, today, Facebook is at $354 a share. Again, I could have bought 10 shares at that time. I'm sure I had $250. Alas, another one that got away, another missed opportunity. And I kick myself every time I'm reminded that I did not listen to my gut instinct. And so I'm reminding you, gut instincts are real. Don't talk yourself out of it when your gut is talking to you. Listen. So all I can really say is pay attention to your instincts, but on a broader sense, you want to stay abreast of industry trends, right? You want to be more knowledgeable and aware of what's coming down the pipeline so that you can make adjustments to your strategies if necessary. And you definitely, I won't say definitely, I'm going to say there's a strong suggestion that you follow up on the maybes. You've probably been out and about or had a call or meeting with someone and you're like, you weren't sure. And I'm suggesting that you follow up with those maybes because you don't know what that can turn into. That could be a very lucrative business relationship. or maybe they introduce you to a more lucrative business relationship. So don't be so quick to write people off just because, there's no, I don't know, fireworks and shooting stars when you first meet this person, right? So if there was an initial conversation, there was something that brought you to the table, not everyone's going to be your customer, but don't not at least have that first meeting and just write somebody off because you weren't sure. And lastly, I want to say is, again, stay informed, learn more so you can provide a better product and or service to your clients, because that's what business is all about, right? Being all that you can be, if you will, as far as a business owner, and creating an exceptional experience for your customer. And you can't do that if you're only doing the same thing that you've always done. There has to be growth, there has to be change, and you don't want to miss out on a customer because you've always done the same thing. You haven't changed or otherwise improved or increased your offerings, and then they go down the road because they've gotten all they can from you, and then they don't have anything left, so they're looking. Don't have them look elsewhere. Keep them within, keep them in the fold. So make sure you're on top of things so that you don't have any missed opportunities to cry over. And if you see that next stock that makes good sense to you, don't sit on the sidelines. I could be retired or, closer. I don't know when Netflix came out, but I hate that every time I see their stock price. So I don't, I try and put my blinders on and not see it. So I'm not reminded of that foolish mistake. But anyway, we've all had missed opportunities, and so they will continue to be missed opportunities. But what you want to do is to be able to spot them sooner, and so that you can change the trajectory and make better decisions. So I don't know if I've served as a cautionary tale here, or hopefully brought some insights to you so that you can, think it over and keep your eyes open. And of course, continue to learn, grow, and become. And that has been today's Morning Moxie with Larisa. I hope that you found it valuable, and do please share with someone that you feel could use this information. If you haven't done so already, we do invite you to subscribe because we would love to have you in the family. Please also check out pinkpassportsociety.org. That's who I'm primarily talking to when I write these videos, my lady moguls who are growing and becoming. We will see you on the next video. Ciao.